Hello and welcome back to my channel as I will review how this last week has gone in my efforts to improve my finances, my health, my life, I guess on the road to financial freedom, inverted commas. We'll see how that pans out. Now, the last week has been quite challenging. I've talked in the past about the importance of health and of sleep, and I probably have rings under my eyes, but my sleep has been shocking in the last week or early this week. I did manage to get a bit of sleep last night because I remembered I have some melatonin tablets, and I took one of those. I don't really want to rely on things like tablets, but the reality is my sleep has been shocking. So on the health front, yeah, it's not been the best. And I guess one of those things we've got to keep in mind is your health and your energy levels ultimately help drive your ability to do other things. Not just your ability to actually kind of be productive, but just motivation and just general mood. And so, yeah, it's been a pretty average week compared to the previous few weeks that I've talked about on this channel. And quite frankly, that's okay. Life is like that. You know, I think we all need to give us some grace. This idea that everything will always be perfect, we'll always be able to execute, we'll always be able to be successful with whatever we do is naive. And to be fair, I also need to acknowledge that I've had some good parts of my week. Some meetings. I've done some meetings this week. If you follow this channel for any period of time, or if you look at my earlier videos, one of my big issues was speaking to a camera and doing meetings. Maybe this YouTube has helped me feel more comfortable. Maybe I've had so much practice doing these videos most weeks for the last year and a half that I've become far more relaxed. And so the meetings I've had this week have been pretty good. I've got one later, which we'll see how that goes. I'm not really prepared for it, but that has been a positive. As I said, last week or the week before, I started this Taoism course to learn how to breathe better, to learn how to relax better. Obviously, I didn't quite get into the sequence early this week when I should have, but it certainly has helped me apply some breathing techniques during the day. So the idea of being able to breathe, we all know about breathing deeply, below the belly button, but almost anchor your focus to that point. At different times, you find yourself so stuck in your head. Think lower down, right under your belly button. And some of my breathing techniques have kind of benefited from thinking in these Taoist terms. So I've done some of that this week. So that definitely has been a positive for me. Another thing I'm continuing to try and do is the Rebel Finance School. Again, I've mentioned it in 2 previous videos, so look back on that. I have a background in finance, so I should kind of know a lot of the stuff, but the reality is I don't know my blind spots until they're told to me straight ahead. So each time I've gone on one of these video catch-ups, because they actually record them live, but they put them on YouTube. It's all free. I've got no affiliation to them, so check them out anyway. But every time I've gone on to one of these things, I've noticed something that I haven't been doing. Maybe I'm so kind of caught up in the I know what I should be doing type of thing that I haven't actually been applying myself properly. So the Rebel Finance School, check it out. As I said, it's very, very useful. Just turn that off. It's very, very useful to learn that you can learn a number of different things about everything from how to save, how to pay off your debt, how to spend, and of course how to invest and secure it, etc. So that's been another positive, that I've continued to make some momentum there. My business business ideas, my hustles, no, it's just been a complete zero this last week. And I've decided to kind of not sort of pause, but actually to strip things back, because one thing I know I'm very, very good at doing is layering lots of stuff. So information upon information upon information, loads of amazing ideas, and then not being able to apply it because there's an overwhelm, there's a lack of focus, there's too much about the sparkly, shiny object syndrome, the newest thing out there. So I need to strip things back. Now, I think all of us know that AI is here to stay, at least to disrupt. So we do need to incorporate something around AI in our thinking. Doesn't mean you have to be an AI expert. It means that you have to acknowledge how AI might impact what you're currently doing, for the positive or for the negative. Many people ultimately assume it's for the negative. It's going to take out their role, or certainly big parts of the role, to in many ways diminish their impact in the job. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But ultimately, it's about, I feel, it's important to keep up to date with AI elements. At the same time, there are so many new tools, new concepts thrown out there every single day. It's very overwhelming. So I need to strip everything back, look at where I actually want to apply AI, and find a simple approach, a simple tool that will help me do that. That is something I'm going to consider in coming weeks, because next week I'm going to be going on holiday for a few weeks. So unlikely that I'll do a video for the next few weeks. Maybe I will while we're on holiday. We'll see. But I want to be able to step back away from a lot of stuff. You know, the thing about life, and I said it before. You know, I live in Hong Kong. It's a great place, but it can become very samey. You know, we live on an island. Well, actually, it's an island and some landmass, but because unless you go away on holiday for it's going to sound kind of slightly poncy, but you know, you have a weekend away in Thailand. Sounds a bit stupid, but that's what you do when you're young and single and no kids and obligations. You literally get a Friday night flight, get into Bangkok at 11 o'clock at night, or maybe 10, I can't remember. Party for a few hours, then have the whole of Saturday partying and stuff. Sunday, have brunch, jump on the plane, get back for about 7 or 8, going to work on Monday. That was kind of normal. These days, with different life priorities, kids, can't really do that. And that kind of shrinks a lot of the life opportunities, if you will, experiences. You know, I'm not saying I want to go back to the old world, although it's nice to have those moments once in a while. So I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. Yes. So getting away from here for a few weeks will be great, just to kind of reset my thinking about everything I'm doing here at the moment, and how I can apply what I learned back in the UK on improving my finances, improving my health, improving my hustle, etc. Because changing your environment changes your perspectives. That's the long and short of it. There are things that I should be seeing that right in front of my face, but because I see it every single day, I don't really notice it. I'd like to think by going away with the family, connecting with friends and family back there, connecting with my roots in terms of where I grew up, and that maybe I'll see things that I think, I can use that back in Hong Kong. So that's one thing I want to get out of the holiday. So as I said, it's been a fairly okay, but not unspectacular week in terms of progress. So I'm just going to look at my list. nothing really. But when I get back, because the family will still be in the UK, I'll have a few weeks by myself, and I will have a complete overhaul of a lot of things, in terms of a massive spring clean of my own things, try and sell a few things, try and give away a few things, try to reconnect with friends that I haven't seen for a while because I haven't had time or energy to do so because of family commitments, that kind of thing. So that is to come after the UK holiday. So yes, I've got lots to look forward to over coming month, let's put it that way. So yeah, if I might do a video next week. If I do, it won't be in Hong Kong, it will be in the UK, but we will see, and I will be able to escape this. I'm just looking at the weather now. It is teeming down, standard tropical summer weather that you get here. And so yes, that's really it for me today. So like and subscribe if you have any thoughts, insights, ways in which I can improve my health, ways in which I can improve my money making opportunities, ways to kind of manage my finances in a way that are optimal, not scammy, not crypto, FYI. Yeah, drop it in the comments. And until next time, whether it's 1 week's time or 3 weeks' time, bye for now.